Oh, welcome back. Well, Jenny boy, are you okay? He was about to catch. I saw you catching
I was
that,
gonna,
dude.
yeah, I was gonna cough, pero pues.
It's all good. It's all good. We're back, episode 82.
Ooh.
Um, so just una cosa que we didn't mention, right? Like last month we didn't do a barra libre. We didn't do Thirsty Thursday, porque era when Johnny Boy was in town. So we kind of recorded that in person and got released that day off. And then también, so that was
The
the
alive,
mishap.
not live.
That was the
Yeah,
live, not live.
the live, not live. And then last week we struggled a little bit on pushing the episode via Spotify.
Oh, really?
It got picked up everywhere else, but Spotify was giving us some issues. So we do want to bring it up and mention it. It did release, I think, officially on Spotify on like Thursday, Friday, maybe Friday. Porque se tardó un poquito. We did a couple trial and errors until finally Spotify picked it up, which is weird porque pues everybody else picked it up, no problem.
It's something that's happened in the past that I've noticed that when you want to upload it for some reason, like Spotify, it's not in the format or some shit, which is weird because it's always the same.
It's always the same format.
It's always the same. So it's one of those weird things, yeah.
Pero pues nonetheless, estamos aquí, the four of us. Ahora sí que there was a slight chance que Miguel was going to be actually out drinking tonight, pero
I was.
He was a very responsible Coco co-host, and he made it to the episode. So we got Miguel, Johnny Boy, Tank, myself, Romero, and muchachos. Before we get any further, ¿qué están tomando?
All right, I'll start. So I'm drinking Wilderness Trail Bourbon Whiskey. Le enseño la botella. Está la botella.
Wilderness. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
Wilderness
nice bottle
Trail.
too.
Yes, nice.
Brought to you by the fine folks at Benny's.
Nice, very nice.
Shout out to Benny's if you're listening.
Let me see. Muchachos, I got a good old fashioned on the rocks. Well, not on the rocks porque se me derritió, pero Topo Chico.
Ah, no mames.
¿Qué?
¿A poco tenías el hielo adentro de?
So you just got a bottle of Topo Chico and that's it, dude, huh?
An old fashioned, no?
Old fashioned Topo Chico. No, I'm drinking Topo Chico because we've been kind of sick this past week or so. So I've been taking some medicine, so I haven't been drinking this past couple of days. Very good excuse.
I don't know about that.
I'm not lying about no allergies. Like, this is legit.
I mean, I'm not lying about allergies either.
I
My eyes
don't
are
know,
bloodshot red right now, dude.
I doubt it, dude. But
I got you.
Bloodshot red, dude.
A ver.
Nah, dude. That's like one puff in, dude.
Yeah, dude.
No, Romero ya veo donde tiene la cabeza. So he was saying that earlier when I joined, like, I had a weed shirt. Now he's talking about one puff in. I was like, no, ya. Ya saca la cremita, Romero. Ya saca la cremita.
Y sí,
Pero a ver, Tanque, tú síguele.
Pues aquí tomando.
Representing the LWO.
Y sí,
Míralo.
Un Warfare Reserve, dude, en mi vasito.
Invisible, ¿no? Sin nada.
Es como
siempre. I like that.
Miénteme.
I see. Muchachos, before we I know we already introduced the drinks and before we cheers.
I mean,
Pues espérate, todavía falta.
Yo no he tomado, pero.
Espérense, por eso le digo, before
Sí.
we do the cheers and get to Romero. You guys didn't even let me finish.
Oh, perdón.
We did get a new listener. My compadre Jesse's listening to the episodes now. He did give me some constructive criticism. He says that when we cheers, and I thought about it right now because it just came to my mind. When we cheers, the little clink clink, the little sound effect, pretty much said it sounds like a bitch, dude. He says que debería ser como un pinche jarro contra un jarro así bien pinche poderoso.
¿A la Stone Cold Steve Austin, dude? Pinche.
Sí, dude, casi para que se rompa los pinches cups, pero I'll tell him that I'll let you guys know. Maybe we can find a little bit something, a little bit more masculine, dice.
We fancy here, dude. We fancy, dude.
Sí, ¿verdad?
Es que uno que tiene clase y.
Sí.
I mean, no por nada we use monocles, ¿no?
Puedo buscar sound effects de cómo toman en el barrio, dude, cómo suena.
Se oye cheers y un cumbión atrás en the background, ¿no?
un clink clink aguamero, ¿no?
Aguamero, for real. What you got, Romero?
No, pues so I got a few modelitos here porque yo sé que I'm gonna run through them. Pero también tengo aquí, ahora sí que le hice a la Miguel, dude, and I dug deep inside the fridge y me quedaba un big wave.
That's pretty nice.
Kona.
Mm-hmm.
So, algo aquí nomás para entretener el paladar, dude, porque
Sí. Tranqui. Va, pues échale un clink, ¿no? Lo único
A ver el...
Jesse.
Así era, let's see if
Mira,
I-
ya hasta se espantó el sound effect y ya no quiere salir. Hey,
Sí.
I've been working on the railroad. I've been working all day, ¿no?
That sounds like a railroad thing, dude. Like,
Va, salud.
Salud.
Clink, ¿no?
With some bass on that.
Sí, güey. Nah, he was telling me he came over on, I don't know if it was Saturday. I think it was Saturday. He came over and he did mention to me that he was listening to the podcast y todo. Okay. He's like, but I'll let you know. He's like, I'm listening to it. I like it. He's like, but I'm not going all the way back to try to catch up to everything. He's like, it's too much. He's like, so once I started, I'll go from there and move forward. He said, pero de ahí para atrás, it's going to be really tough for me to get back.
nah, I got you. No,
Ah,
dude,
está
pues,
bien, o sea,
como dijimos en episode 15, dude, pues, you know.
Yeah, right.
this is a throwback episode. No, we're gonna do it like those,
Sí,
when the
dude, puro
podcasters run out of,
throwbacks,
run out of
Sí,
things.
güey.
We're just gonna play like episode 2 or some shit.
those end of the year ones, ¿no? ¿Ves que siempre lo
Yeah.
hacen?
Mhm.
Wait, you were saying que you were sick, pero it's not allergies.
Me?
Anyway,
No,
Hey.
no. So Tina has been sick for like a week and a half, maybe just straight cough, no fever, no nothing. And then randomly, my girl caught it like 2-3 days ago, but she's been really sick. Again, no fever, nothing. But since she has asthma, it kind of fucks her up a little bit more.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
then
dude. I feel
Yeah.
that.
yesterday, I started kind of with the cough and the like body aches and no fever también. Pero she was drinking medicines. Like, I'm just gonna give you some of the stuff that I've been drinking, and then a ver cómo te ayuda. But my cough is super chill compared to hers. Like, she has like a cough
Sí.
attack, loses her breath, so she's having a today. She's right now she's better than yesterday, but yesterday she was in a really rough time. You know,
I think of when you say super chill, that you come like, yeah,
no way.
yeah, no, it's super chill, no.
Es el clink de like the sound effect, ¿no?
I was just showing this a deal, like, and I'm not coughing
Yeah.
as bad as her. That's
No,
what.
and the reason I asked is was ahora sí que referencing last week's episode about
Allergies.
allergies. So I wasn't sick, pero ahora sí que se me cerró la garganta, dude. I couldn't talk.
Ooh,
We recorded on Tuesday last week because of the holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Y ya lo que fue el miércoles, dude, like I couldn't talk for shit. Y I listened back to the episode porque pues I was trying to figure out how to edit it or qué es lo que tenía que hacer para que Spotify would take it. And you can start hearing a little bit of my voice kind of giving out throughout the episode. Yeah.
Oh,
Pero nunca me sentí mal, nomás ahora sí que se me cerró la garganta por completo. And Itzel had been coughing a lot también since before the holiday.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up taking her to the doctor towards the end of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Y le dijeron que it was just severe because of the allergies. Like no está enferma, no tiene nada. So yo dije, lo que tiene ella, pues me lo pegó porque I would be waking up with her and giving her teas in the middle of the night y todo eso.
Sí.
Pero no, it was due to allergies. So la pusieron en nebulizer.
The nebulizer, yeah.
Esa madre, so she's doing little treatments. And she's much better now, pero I guess those allergies really fuck people up in different types of ways, dude.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I still went and I bought antibiotics and I started taking them because I thought I was like sick, even though I never felt sick. Pero like,
Sí.
de
That's what I'm
repente se me
drinking
subió
now.
la garganta. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm drinking now, just in case. Porque I even had her test yesterday because I was like, hey, I'm coughing now. You know, like, I don't know if it's that pegado. So she went ahead and tested herself, like a home test, COVID thing, and then she was negative. So I was like, okay, well, there goes that. Good thing.
Pero pues yeah, hopefully I don't know, no sé qué what it takes for the air pollution to get leveled out, pero de todo me marca que es pretty severe.
Really?
Yeah, it does. Abajo on the bottom of the screen of the computer, ahí te marca.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Mm-hmm.
Like, and even on your phone, like te marca like when you check the weather and shit. And it's crazy, right? Like, it's obviously it's allergy season. Like now more people came to the office this week. We had the engineers, we had a whole bunch of like people coming in, and a lot of them they're coming out of state. They're telling me, they're like, you know what, like, I don't know what's in the air, but
it's fucking them up.
They're like, yeah,
it's
they're
not
like,
love, no?
No, dude, like, it's not love, dude. Like, Pero I was like, no, yeah, dude, I'm like, it's allergy season right now. Y esa madre, dude. Como chinga, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude. Well, air quality here is 79, which is moderate.
Yeah, dude. Por eso,
So-
like, that's why I say, like,
Acá tienes que andar bien belicón, dude, bien tapado ahí para que.
en episode 42, ya ves que dijimos que
Sí. Trying to have everybody catch up.
Y sí,
Vamos, muchachos, let's get into our main topic. Make it go ahead and introduce it, no?
Ba, dude, ba.
It's a
So-
Migue original, dude.
So this
Miguel
came
Richards.
from a random idea, but the topic for today's episode is it our human nature to believe in God or a higher power? And so I honestly, it is something that I've always thought about, right? So I grew up in a very Catholic household. I don't consider myself heavily religious anymore, and honestly, I wouldn't say I'm like atheist or agnostic. I would just say I'm non-practicing, you know. Pero
What's agnostic? I think we talked about. You guys brought it up before, and I asked the same question.
yeah, so agnostic is you don't believe in God, but you believe in like a higher power. So you're it's kind of like saying I don't know what it is, but it's out there.
Pero
But-
creo en Tenochtitlan.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it could be, you know.
Pero
something-
isn't. I mean, so when we say God, we're like talking like
whatever
Jesus
God,
Christ or what? Like, porque,
whatever
pues,
God, you know.
si yo creo en el God del Sol, right? Like, is that?
That's the thing, dude, because there's
Como-
there's
como
people
Miguel
that
said.
think I know I saw that. There's people outside of like religion wise,
Yeah.
that are the tribes y todo ese pedo that believe that the sun is still a god, and
Yeah.
people today, so I
Yo
see,
conozco unos güeyes que empiezan a bailar para que llueva, el sol, el dios de la
Oh,
lluvia
shit.
empiece a
Entonces el líder,
entregarles.
¿no?
That's true. I guess, yeah. No, but yeah, like so there's a lot of religions out there right now. Like I don't think we want to specify of like one
Mhm.
religion. Obviously, I think most of us have a Catholic background.
Yeah.
So when we think God, we think of the
Catholic
Catholic version
upbringing.
of God, yeah.
Mhm.
Pero pues like like every religion has their type of God or identities, right? And it's one of those like there's so many religions out there. Like do you think it's in our nature to believe in something? Because con tantas out there, like we have to want to believe in something, and at the same time, with so many out there, do we ever question like is ours the correct one?
Dude, I don't really think I've ever questioned if like mine's the actual one or the real one. Yeah, Miguel. No. Yes, I don't think I've ever questioned that. I think what I've questioned, I guess my thing with like religion and all that stuff, I do believe in God. I guess I don't practice it as I wish I did, and I did explain that to you guys that my girl's really into stuff like that, and she still prays with the girls and does all that stuff too. Pretty much the same way she was raised. But as far as with me, dude, I wasn't raised that way, so I really don't know a lot of we talked about it, de los like the prayers and stuff like that. Like I don't know a lot of them.
Los 10
Like, at all.
requisitos, ¿no? En vez de 10 mandamientos.
Sí, güey. Like I don't know a lot of it, pero I feel like me inculcó mi mamá to believe that yes, there's a God, and for her big thing was San Juan de Tadeo. Now I mean that's another question. There's saints now.
Yeah, they're saints.
Right? They're saints, pero she
Shout out
she's
to my boy
believer.
Tizoc. He became a saint, dude.
Sí, dude.
Eso
I
también,
know.
no, like over time, like it was just weird to me. Like después de tantos años de que el Papa was like, oh, well, Tizoc was a saint, like.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I believe I think it's good to have something to believe in. No, would you guys agree with that? Like, it's good like you look forward to something, you have certain faith, you stay positive in a sense. Like, do you guys ever get that feeling or no?
I remember one time having a conversation with someone, and they mentioned that they believe religion is necessary to, in a way, kind of keep the peace in a way. Porque you know how like the whole like you should not kill, you should not steal y todo eso, and it's like there's a lot of people that follow that y por lo mismo because of religion. So like in a way he was like I guess for his thing, he wasn't really much of a believer, but that he's like that he sees uh how it's been used in a way to keep that order, and um like como dices tú, like I don't practice it as I should, but I do believe. But yeah, también I feel like it is in a way necessary to keep some sort of structure.
Yeah, I agree. What about you, Romero? What are your
Yeah,
feelings?
no. Well, I think I don't know if necessary is the right word, but it, that's kind of like the struggle that I have with religion. It might not even be religion. It just might be individuals that are fucked up in the head.
Yeah.
They embrace religion and they come very forth about like, oh, like they go to church and they follow the, ya sean los 10 mandamientos or whatever, like. But at the end of the day, there's shitty people, that they're not really like going based on the, because I like to think that it's not that hard, right? You do good without any expectations, or you do good and you're just a good person in life. Like you're not trying to fuck up the person next to you or whatever. Um, but there's a lot of heavy religious people, or not. What is it? A lot of religiously heavy people. Is that right? I don't want to make it seem like they're heavy.
I think it's the first one. I think it's the first one you said.
Anyway,
Out of
gente que está muy
heavy
involucrada en la
religion.
religión, ajá, y va a la iglesia y todo eso, y a fin de cuentas, like, siempre está chingándose a otro, or do better than the other, y rubbing it in their face, or just like stupid little things like that. That's where I'm like, wait, pero pues te la das de casi, casi de santo, de que vas a la iglesia and das tu diezmo y todo ese pedo, pero when you leave the church, you're complete asshole sometimes. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that's kind of where I struggle with that, right? Like I think that what we need in this world is good people, period.
Mm-hmm.
Like no matter religion, no matter sex or whatever, it's just like, it's all about doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I don't know if we really need the religion, but it helps shepherd people in that way.
Yeah.
So so for me, right, like I'm a person that I'm slightly more agnostic. I do believe in a higher being. I just it's hard for me sometimes to believe in, for example, a religion or a church per se, right? Porque like I obviously, so we see a lot of the good side, but there's also a lot of bad side to religion, right? Like pues está like all the todas las guerras que han pasado because of religion.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's been, like people that get wiped out because of religion back in the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cuando estaban conquistando, and like they want, like that was their excuse, right? And you would have priests come, like, kind of like okaying everything, okaying the slaughter of, a whole bunch of people. And I get it, it was a different time, like a lot of those priests, like, yeah, the mindset has been changed, right? And so like for me, when it comes to stuff like that, I think honestly, when I first kind of started swaying away from religion was so I had my child out of wedlock, right? Like I nunca me casado por la iglesia. Um and because of that, I was told like, hey, you can't, no puedes comulgar, you can't do the communion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And they told me, they're like, so the only way you can do it is if you si te, like if you go y te como dices, you pides perdón, like you gotta go, you gotta talk to the priest, like you gotta like ask the priest to forgive your sins. And I was like, what do you mean?
O
He's
te
like, yeah,
confiesas,
yeah,
¿no?
you gotta confess,
Mhm.
right? And I was like, and I took it a different way, because I was like, why do you want me to confess, saying I'm like, I could confess like, hey, I messed up, I did this. And they're like, oh, but you gotta like say like, like you confess and you admit that it was a mistake and it was an error, and you're gonna learn to deal
Mhm.
with it. And I took it as like, that was not a mistake, like honestly, I took it as like, this was honestly the best thing that happened to me. So I there is no way I could ask for
Why am I
forgiveness.
gonna label it as a
Right.
mistake? Yeah.
So I, like, my grandma was the person that told, my grandma was very heavy religious, my mom's mom. And I talked to my mom about it. and like what's it called? So my mom was like, "Look, we'll talk to a priest." So from there, like she talked to a priest. The priest was like, "Oh, like maybe he doesn't have to like in that extent. Like, hey, like I'm sorry, I apologize, but he does have to confess." And I was like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do it. So I have not no hecho la comunión since like I don't know, like almost 10 years, 10, 12 years. And honestly, like when it comes to things like that, and like I'm a very huge believer in the LGBT community and all that. So, um, like
Supporter, no?
yeah, I was thinking of supporter. Thank you, not believer, right? Supporter, and and what's it called? Like because obviously not every priest. There's a lot of very open minded priests now, and I appreciate every single one of those people, right? But not everybody is to that mindset, right? So that's why to me it's like I believe in the God, but I don't believe in the people.
Okay.
So that's kind of my take on why I'm agnostic. So like
I understand.
yeah.
That's not a bad point. It's a definitely a valid point.
So where
Um,
do we stand on well, I'll go ahead. Were you gonna go somewhere else with that?
yeah. I was gonna
Go ahead.
say, I know a person who's a boy, and she decided to dress as a girl, and she for many years she lived that life, and she was comfortable, and we called her a she, like that's the way she wanted to be
Mhm.
identified as and everything. And cool people, dude. And then I don't know exactly what happened in her life where she felt God. She said she felt God, and she wanted to help people, and she wanted to go to church, and she wanted to do this, she wanted to do that, and she started doing it. She started going to church, and she started helping people out. But one of the things that one of the priests, I believe, told her was that she needed a change.
Change.
She needed a change, and that pretty much that God wasn't gonna forgive her for being a guy and
Yeah.
dressing up as a
Yeah.
girl, or in other words, being gay.
Mhm.
Um, so when she took it to heart, dude, she took it to heart, and she was so devoted. Like now, she's so devoted to God that she dresses up as a boy. Like she literally changed her ways and dresses up as a boy now. But I wanted to let her know, like when I see her, I want to let her know that, like, I feel like that really doesn't define. Like I still believe that even before church, she was like a good person. Not
Mhm.
forget the cool and forget all that stuff, but she was a good person, very respectful, very well mannered, humble, like really humble. And you know what she liked to do? She liked to dress up and go out to clubs, drink, and meet new people, and that was her thing. But nothing wrong with that. Everybody,
Mhm.
does something different and all that stuff. But yeah, with her, she changed. She literally went back as a boy, and I was like, damn, like, but she's that devoted to God, and she's okay with that. So again, I have I don't want to say a negative opinion towards the priest saying that, but then again, if she's okay with it, then I'm gonna accept it, and I'm gonna be, it's like,
Mhm.
okay, well, if you're fine with it, I don't agree with what the priest said,
Right.
but if you're cool with it and you're willing to move forward with it, then by all means, go for it. Do you?
But that's where I was kind of gonna take it, right? This conversation into like, así como dijo Miguel, like, oh, well, his mom told him like, oh, well, let's go talk to this priest or this other person that you're talking about, uh, Johnny, de que she was comfortable, wearing the she her pronouns and dressing up and all that, and because of the church, she was religious, whatnot. This specific priest told her like, well, you're welcome, but you gotta eventually change, right, and be who you were born as or whatever.
Mhm.
But it's like, where do we draw the line, or which priest has more say than the other, where some of them flex a little bit within their
I can see
set
that.
rules, right? Like, because where I was going to talk about earlier was about the Pope, right? Like the this World Cup winning Argentinian Pope that we have right now.
Yeah.
Uh, is the he was like cool, like if you're gay, you're welcome to the church.
Yeah.
You're gonna kind of deal with God when it's your turn, but we're not gonna close the doors on you or whatnot. But there were a bunch of people that were against that,
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
right? And then so like we hear about, oh, este padrecito sí es chingón, no, este padrecito es buena onda. Like, ¿por qué es buena onda? Porque he flexed the rules,
Hmm.
or because he's more understanding? Like where do we draw the line of what is religion and how flexible we can get with?
Right.
And I was gonna say, I think that, I mean, that's what kind of in a way drove me away from practicing, as far as like going to church y todo eso. Because like you said, like I feel like everybody has their own interpretations. Like there's no like it's this. It's cada quien has their own views and ways of ¿cómo se llama? Interpreting, like whether that's the Bible, whether that's like whatever it is. Um, and like como dices, like it got hard as far as like like, oh well, this person says this but this person says that, y así. So like at the end of the day, I took it as, what, like um they may be priests, they may be popes y todo eso, but at the end of the day they're human being, like. So it's like I guess it started becoming more of like whatever my beliefs are and whatever my practices are is between me and, I guess in this case, God, porque pues to put it in a way, like, I guess taking away the middleman, because of that, because of the whole, it could be interpreted one way, it could be interpreted a different way. So it's like, in a way, it was like, if I believe in something, or if I'm going to believe in this, like, I'm going to do it my way type of thing.
So you see,
Like there's a TV show, right? It's on, I think it's on Amazon. It's the creator of The Office, like that, actually UK guy, right? So in the show,
The Office, the show, huh?
yeah. So The Office, the show. So what's it called? In the show, he's an atheist, right? And his wife passed, and he's from cancer. And he's dealing with all that. Y le preguntan, they're like, you know what? Why are you an atheist? He's like, why not? And they asked him, they're like, so if you're an atheist, if you don't believe in God, like, why aren't you out there like murdering and raping people? And he told her, he's like, because I have morals. He's like, I don't need religion to tell me what not to do, because I have my morals. Like, I know what's right, what's wrong. I'm not, just because I don't believe in a God doesn't mean I'm not going to like follow my morals, right? Like, he's like,
right?
and I think that's when I saw that, I was like, oh, you know what? Like, that's how I feel, right? Like, I don't need to believe in something because I know what's right and wrong to me. It may not be right. It may not be, what's right to everybody else, but to me, it makes sense. And to me, all I am is the way I try and live my life now. And I do this with Chicky too, right? I'll tell her, as long as you're happy, one, as long as you're not hurting anybody else, and you respect everybody, because other people are gonna have other opinions, and you have to respect them. But at the same time, tienes que también, if they don't respect you, you don't have to just keep messing with them. Como dice Romero, like, there's people that are very religious who are very disrespectful, and like like take side too a lot, because we were altar boys, right? And we were in like church a lot. We estábamos en el colegio.
No,
Like,
that's where the sound came from, no? From those days.
hell no, dude.
like my mom put us in Bible study class and stuff like that. So we would see, like, there's a lot of people that go to those things and then come out, and afterwards they act like worse than people that never went to church, right?
Yeah.
So I think it comes with, like, there's siempre va a haber gente de todo, and you just gotta follow your own compass.
And I think that what you're saying is the morals part. I think that's a seed that's planted to us by our parents, right? I mean, I know your guys' parents, and I know my mom, showed me to be respectful, to say hi to people, to respect my elders, and all that stuff. Obviously, it's not part of the religion. It's something that my mom kind of put into me, and it's the seed. And I started growing, I started practicing it, and now that's how I am. I say hi to people. Same thing like what you said with Chiquis. I try to implement it to the girls, like, hey, say hi to everybody, whoever's there. If you don't know them, you just say hi, because sometimes I know, like with Tina, she would be like, oh, I'm shy, and it's like, I get it, but you're gonna say hi, and you're gonna be respectful. And I know she's shy about it, but she's gonna be like, damn, my dad was able to do this for me because he wanted me to be respectful. So hopefully in the future, whenever she decides to have kids, the little stuff the morals, as you say, make it that I was able to show her that were taught to me as well, where she'd be able to teach them to her kids. And it's just one of those things that, I definitely agree with you on that. But speaking of shows, guys, have you guys seen the Netflix series called The Vatican Girl?
I have not.
No.
Okay, so the Vatican Girl.
Have you?
I have, yes. It's a back like in the
I
1980s.
was hoping that you didn't say no, porque I was gonna be like, damn, such a disappointing for now.
No. It's a series. I don't remember if it was like 8 or 10 episodes, and it's pretty much just a story of a 15-year-old girl that went missing, and she was going to like music class, and then she never came home. So it was kind
Sounds
of like
familiar. I feel like I heard about this recently.
I think I've talked about it in episode 31 back in
Yeah, I remember. I remember. You're right. It was 31.
episode 31.
For those
Go
that
back and check, no? Like,
Yeah, for those that don't want to go all the way back. But yeah, no, it's called the Vatican Girl. Really good story. And again, the Pope back then was ¿cómo se llama? Juan Pablo
El-
II.
mm,
So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so the thing is with her family was very devoted to God, very devoted to the Vatican, to the point that they would help out. They were teachers or something in amongst the Vatican, and come to find out, it's not proven or anything, but come to find out that the Vatican is the one who kidnapped this girl. So out of the whole history of the Vatican, there's only one person that hasn't been missing, and it's this one girl. So and the way they find out is they start interviewing a bunch of people, they start finding out, but years later, this is when they're finding out stuff. Like she gets kidnapped like in 1982, 83. Nothing comes up for like 5 years, and then some randomly people start calling them. It's like, hey, I know what happened to her. Oh, you know what? It was the Italian mafia, and it was a dude that the Italian mafia had, but then it was passed over to the Vatican, and the Vatican kept it quiet or whatever. But then, so there's a story where she was actually buried in the Vatican, and so they showed her. They showed the parents. Well, not the parents, because I think the parents passed away, or one of the parents passed away. But they showed the family members where she would have been buried, and they open up the spot and everything, and they don't find anything in the tomb. They don't find ashes or bones or anything there.
Yeah.
So they've been lied to so much, and then finally they're like, it has to be the Vatican. Like there's no other way. Like they're hiding something. And then there was a theory where she was part of the she got kidnapped. Vatican took her, pretty much erased her identity, sent her over to London. So then they switched that scenery
They
instead of
trace it
being in
over.
Italy.
Mhm.
Yeah, they go over there to England, and then they start saying, "Oh, do you remember this person? And do you remember this?" Like it's really interesting, dude. And the only reason why I'm bringing it up again is because it's the Vatican. We're talking about the Pope, and we're talking about this stuff. But people say that the Vatican made this
Not Juan
girl.
Pablo II, dude.
Well, it was during his time, dude. During his time,
Pues ya ves que,
and he knew about it, dude. And he
Yeah.
knew about it.
Pero
Pues ya
pues le
ves
dio Alzheimer, dude, se le olvidó.
ya ves que tiene, like, there's always rumors, right, that the Vatican has like
Secrets.
Because
like
they
a
operate
bunch
it
of
as their own
secrets, right?
country, right?
Yeah, they do.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and what's it called? That they have a whole library. They have a whole bunch of hidden books, and
Yeah.
there's rumors that like, oh, they have the real Bible, and what they, I guess, publish is just certain chapters, and
Oh, shit.
there's cosas que hacen falta. Like I said, like a lot of them, it's you don't know if it's just theories que se hacen because you're like, you know what, they are secretive, and from there, like all those theories arise. But at the same time, there's a lot of reasons why people believe that, right? It's not like
Mhm.
with all the and I don't want to kind of go that way, but there's a lot of like all the child molestation that's been happening, and they move the priests instead of like doing a certain type of discipline, they'll just move them to a new region, right? And stuff like that is the stuff that could lead to
A
people
lot of
thinking,
speculation. And,
a lot of
yeah.
speculation, a lot of like, damn, the Vatican is corrupt, or the Vatican, pues es como dice Jonathan, like casi una mafia.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of whenever they're trying to decide on a new pope, there's a lot of smoke coming out of that chimney, dude. So I don't know what they're doing.
I'm not gonna lie,
All
like
types of colors, dude.
as a person who plays video games, like like, and if you play like Dark Souls and all that, it looks like it just comes from a video game,
That's true. Yeah.
and you're like, nah, this is a boss level, like
A boss level.
it does look like it too.
Yeah. But I recommend it because again, it's called the Vatican Girl. Definitely recommend it.
Wow.
Again, it's 8 to 10
So,
episodes.
so you said it's a series, right? It's not just a one-shot documentary.
No, it's a series. It's a new
Wow.
episodes. I don't 8 or 10, something like that. But really good, and they go really into detail with a lot of stuff. A lot of reading because they speak Italian. You know,
Mm.
I didn't have to
A
read.
lot
So
of reading, no?
Oh, pues yo también, dude.
I
También,
don't.
like, I
Yeah, I
understand it,
understand Italian, so I didn't have to
I'm gonna have
read
to
the
read like
subtitles.
this, no? Like
Say- but yeah, but no, it's definitely controversial with with this, and I know it could offend people.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that are very very huge believers, dude, believers, and till today, I still wake up, and one of the things I do, I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful when I go to bed. I say, God, I literally say that, God, thank you so much for today. I'm back at home. I'm already in my bed. Girls are asleep. I got my girl, next to me or whatever. And when I wake up, I do the same thing. Me persino. I really do. Me persino. And then I was like, okay, here goes the day. Hopefully everybody has a good day. Pues ya me voy. I tengo my little altar that I had to rebuild because somebody knocked it over. Pero it's there. My chuchito survived and everything. Sad story though. A little quick story to the backstory to that. Romero was over, no? And
Y
Romero was over
se le metió el chamuco, ¿no? Y
yeah.
Romero was over for my birthday. And right here, and this door right here for the people that are watching live, and this door right away as you go out to the right, it's right there in between the wall right here. So
It's
it's
un
like
pedacito, dude, and by the hallway,
it's right there. Yeah, it's a
but
little
it's
thing.
right next to the edge, dude. So I make the turn. Yo no sé, like I'm not familiar with his house.
Yeah, he
Pero
makes
pues
a
me
turn.
encuentro con el altar ahí luego en la cara,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. He
wait,
makes
wait.
it
Did you
turn
say
in.
you're not familiar with his house? Like you act like you've never been there before, dude.
No, yes, güey, pero no sé de las,
No, it was already
new
late.
decorations y todo
Yeah,
eso.
it was late. We were, we had been drinking.
As
And
far as
yeah,
I know, Chuchito gave me a clothesline from hell.
Or from heaven, maybe.
Oh, from
hey,
heaven.
Pero yeah, so he knocked it over and everything fell, but nothing broke, right? Romero still has that done. Dude, tell me why, like 2 weeks later, someone knocks it over and breaks, like, I think 2 little statues that we had.
Damn.
Oh,
And it
damn.
was,
Oh shit.
yeah, so they broke it. So my girl
But
had to kind of put them back together.
what if Ron broke them and andaba con super glue pegándolos like
Oh.
que no se den cuenta, que no se den cuenta?
Nah, dude, Romero knocked it over. He said, sorry, I'm sorry. Came in the room and he fell asleep, dude. Like, I don't know.
Ni lo recogió ni
Yeah,
nada,
dude, no,
¿no?
I don't know if he prayed or not, dude.
Es que se aventó como Ochoa to catch him, dude. Like, es lo que no viste.
Sí, dude.
Y sí.
That's true. Yeah.
Los
Pero yeah.
reflejos, de los reflejos.
But yeah, I still do that, dude. Sí me persino and le digo a las niñas que se persinen. And
But that's what we mean, right? We all have that, like, religious upbringing where left us with a lot of that religious background to our day to day.
yeah.
But we've always, I mean, from what we've shared here, and I think what we share when we're together is like we're not the ones that are gonna, like, at least I'll speak for myself. Like, I don't go to churches often. I'll go kind of when it's needed or when there's a special occasion, special date.
Right.
Because even to that degree, right? There's that the whole, like, church thing and how like it's like funded and all that other stuff. Like, that could be an episode of its own where it's like somebody's a little iffy, but then you got the good churches, right? Like, oh, vente a esta iglesia porque they're really honest. It's like, so what are you saying about the rest?
Right.
Yeah.
So and when we went to do because we're, so the other part with religion that I struggle with people, because I also don't want to make it seem like this episode is about the bad parts of religion, right? There's a lot of good parts of it.
There is.
And there's a lot of good people that are religious, and they're good people outside of the church. Cuando fuimos a hacer ahorita las clases para el bautizo de Emma y Iván last year, the deacon that gave the classes, these are like 2-3 hour classes, or it's a one-time 3 hour class or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
When we did it with Itzel years ago, like, that wrapped up in 45 minutes, and they told us, like, nos persinaron y ahí nos vemos. Pero the deacon here took it serious. He's like, I'm gonna go really hard on you guys and blah blah blah, and parts of things that he was saying, like, okay, they make sense. But then he gave us the example of his kid wanted to play, I think it was baseball or football, whatever it was. Pero nunca lo dejó because the games would interfere with church time. Not practices, but like if he wanted to be in this league, he would have to sacrifice his Sunday mornings to go play.
Mm-hmm.
And those were designated to the church.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, well, like, are you robbing the kid like you'll say, like I can see the importance of you wanting to keep up with the religious beliefs y llevarlo a la iglesia todos los domingos. But is that the right thing to do as a parent though? Like to not allow your kid to play the sport that he wants to play for a season, let's say, porque tiene que ir a la iglesia. In this case, kind of like a huevo.
Yeah.
Porque he would rather be in the field playing. O también decía like, oh, I didn't let him, there were certain practices he will miss. Um, when he did start playing, like there were practices he will miss porque I had to come to church during the week. So there was no one to take him to practice. Therefore, he didn't get any playing time on Saturdays when he did play. So it's like, well, are you now interfering with that part of growing up and doing, things that you would do as a kid?
I believe so. Well, I mean, what do you say, Mega? You think is interfering or no?
So I think that's so. I don't think that's just in religion, right? You see that in different type of aspects. No, for example, if your family has a business and like instead of your kids having more time to be like, hey, I'm gonna be a kid, it's like, well, you gotta be here to help me run the business, right?
Right.
And so le robas
Mhm.
poquito eso. So
Yeah,
I
I see.
think it comes down to like yeah, como dice Romero. So I feel like you are taking it away from a kid, like like
And,
quitándole
and
that
and not
ability
to
to be a kid.
not to interrupt you, dude, but like to not, and I don't want to put it in a scale, right? But you're
Mhm.
talking about a family business where you make the income that you need to live versus the religion, which I'm not saying one is more important than the other, but at the
Mhm.
end of the day, is like if one of them is because you're providing for your family versus the other, yeah, you're providing maybe for your family spiritually, but like I don't know, I struggle with that. For me, like it's like yeah.
It
I
comes
see what
down
you're
to
saying.
it does come down to como dices tú, like si le estás quitando al niño like that experience, right? And like who knows where soccer will take him. Like
Okay.
maybe not professionally, but like so honestly, like playing a sport, playing something like this, it could open doors in different ways, right? Friendships, scholarships,
Socializing.
yeah, socializing, like learning different skills, conociendo un doctor chingón porque te operó la rodilla, like different things, like
Sí, sí, sí. Yeah, yeah. No, but I agree with Romero. I mean, it could be it's in a different scale, definitely for
yeah.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Pero even I guess if I was really deep into religion like that, would I do that to my girls? I don't know, maybe. But at the same time, I don't know if it's a older way, like a different era of thinking también, back in the
Yeah.
day, Miguel says que your grandma, I think it was your mom's mom, was super religious and like devoted type of thing, no?
So yeah, and to the point that like, and take a talk about it a little bit because I feel like I've hablado demasiado and like I want to give him even more time for him to talk.
Sí, sí, sí,
Pero
sí, sí.
pues like my grandma, like my mom's mom, she's even participated in exorcisms with the church.
Damn, that's
Oh, damn.
crazy.
So like she was at that level of
No tiene
religion.
unos videitos ahí que podemos ver.
Y el tanque, ¿no? Ahí con el Sam.
El Romero knocking down the statue, like
No, but yeah, so like she was very heavy religious. Like my mom is very heavy religious till today. My dad, I'll say he's religious, but almost I want to say I almost adopted my dad's religiousness now or religion type, where like my dad no va a misa unless he has to, like a wedding,
Mhm.
bautizo, something like that, right? Other than that, no va. Pero he is a person that when things are going good, he will thank God.
Yeah.
And he tells me, he's like, you know what, like sometimes I like to thank God when things are going good because I don't want to just seek him when things are going bad.
Yeah.
And what's it called? And so I was like, that's a very good idea porque nos ha pasado, right? When shit hits the fan, you're like, Diosito, ¿por qué me está pasando esto? But you never think of, when things are good, like you never, I guess, thank the same person that you complain about when your life is bad, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, I feel like it's a balance you gotta find. Pero a ver, Tanque, a ver, ¿tú qué opinas, dude? Because ya me estás encacacando, dude. You keep talking, dude.
Pues no sé, güey. You said you were gonna let me answer, and then you went ahead
Sí.
and answered. So,
Sí.
but yeah, like I think there has to be, como dices, like a balance because or you know, like you lead to believe everything they tell you just because, for example, like a priest, you know, like if a priest tells you this, like, oh, it has to be right because he said so, you know. And I think there has to be
And
a
that's the
balance,
bottom line.
and that's the bottom line, dude. Yes, I think that there does have to be a balance where, you know, like you have your beliefs, but at the same time you're able to question what they tell you. Um just because, you know, like como habían dicho, like there's so much things that could be going on within, you know, like el even with the Pope and like todo eso to that level where it's like not everything that they tell you is something that you should believe in automatically, because I feel like that's how a lot of cults are, you know, like a lot of religious cults también, where it's like, you know, like, oh, like God told me that I have the power, so it's um like if I impregnate you, I'm passing on, you know, like that power to you, cosas así. And there's people out there that are so invested in it that they believe in it and they go with the flow, you know, and like they never question or they never anything like that. So yeah,
I like that, right? Like based on religion, what you know is like at the end of the day, it's like, but God gave me a brain, right? And you can think for yourself a little bit and make those decisions. Porque,
easy.
yeah, like ahora sí que, and I think at the beginning of the episode we talked about how like a lot of people interpret the Bible based on what fits for them,
Yeah,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like whatever's written there, like, and I'm not saying you can just read whatever's there and then interpret it to fit you, pero if you wanted to, you can arrange it to fit your lifestyle and justify what you're doing to a certain degree.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I think, pues, there's a lot of people that they find, the Bible. And for example, you have a lot of lawmakers. Now, I do believe in, like I said, I'm not anti-religion, but I am anti bringing religion into politics. Um, so when it comes to that, like I think there should be a division between religion and the government, just like how it was attended here in the U.S. I know in other countries, obviously religion is a huge part in politics.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like this country was founded, against that because that's the reason why the country was founded in the first place. You had a whole bunch of people that ran from a certain type of religion, and I feel like now it's kind of going back to that degree. Uh, and at the same time, I I've only experienced Catholics, like Catholic religion,
Mm-hmm.
but there is some religions that to me seem a little far fetched. And by that I mean like certain beliefs, right, for that people have. Um, Now I don't want to get too political, right, or to anything, but for example, like Los Evangelistas, like the ones that are on TV, they have their own TV shows and they make millions, dude.
Hell yeah.
Esos
And
no los que vienen y tocan en la puerta, ¿verdad?
no, that's on the
No,
Jehovah
hype.
Jehovah
Jehovah
Witness.
Witness.
Jehovah Witness.
Those are Jehovah
I
Witness
mean,
or the
again,
Mormons.
no shame to their
Yeah, no
game,
shame.
but
Hey, yeah, you.
No. Like I know a few Jehovah Witness and I know a few Mormons and they're cool people.
pero yo también, like, hasta cierto punto les digo, like, whenever I do open the door and I don't get to sneak behind the couch real quick. No, I'm like no les quiero decir que no, like, but I'm like, look, like, I don't want to be disrespectful, but ¿para qué vas a gastar en darme el little pamphlet, dude? I'm gonna throw it
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna read it, and it's not even about religion or whatnot. Like, I'm just not gonna read it. So
Yeah, like
just carry on. Like, more power to you, but
right. And
yeah.
like it pasa, but I think when it comes down to it, like if you're whatever, it's hard to say even if you're religion, right? But if your church, uh, if they if their goal is to make more money than to help people, I think you should really reevaluate that specific either person.
Wait,
That
there's a
priest,
whole
something.
monetary reason behind the recruiting into the religion.
Sometimes there is
I
because
don't know, but they make a shitload of money. That's for sure.
yeah, like they make
Millions,
a
no?
lot of money, dude. Like
Yeah.
they say, like and not all right, porque I do know that there are some
Mhm.
churches that are struggling, but there's some that are flourishing. And I again, I don't know why. I don't know if it's because they get people to donate more. Pero pues it's crazy, right? Sometimes you'd be seeing like como evangelistas, right? They'd be
Mhm.
driving around like some carros del año and
Mhm.
having mansions and all this
Wasn't
shit. And
there a show on Netflix about
I think so.
was
I was thinking
Netflix,
about that.
Hulu, or
I was thinking about
de
that.
todos los I don't want to call them priests, but or preachers or
I think they're preachers.
church
Yeah.
I
leaders.
think they're
Church
preachers, right? Yeah.
leaders. We'll just leave it at that.
Okay, I like
Que
that. Church
they're
leaders.
like millionaires and have Bentleys and
Mhm.
mansions y todo ese pedo. And it's like how do you get there off of religion?
Mhm.
Like that's you
And,
know
and I think there was an
Mhm.
incident, no, a couple years ago where there was like a Florida hurricane where I think there was
Yeah.
gonna be like a flood or something, and then they
Yeah.
had like a big ass church, and for people to
the mega churches they call them, no?
Yeah, those mega
Yeah.
churches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they had a church that was able to withstand, I guess, what was gonna happen and everything, and they wanted to get refugees to go in there and everything, but no,
The church didn't open the doors.
they didn't open the
Yeah.
doors. dude.
Open the doors.
Yeah. So it's like, are you there to help people? Or are you there to help yourself, type of thing? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a really like a
That's a
question.
clear
He was
example right there
yeah,
of
yeah, and he was making like stupid money. Like he was making millions of dollars a year by just leading the church.
Yeah.
So I guess they get a salary too. I don't know. I have no idea, dude. I don't know how it works. So
because it's also supposedly like a lot of the pushy thing there con at least mega churches. I know other churches or religion in general. Like there's a percentage of your salary that you're supposed to
Yeah.
donate
yeah,
to the church.
I know a couple people that still do that actually.
Oh,
Mhm.
Every check says certain percentage for you to they have to donate. I don't know what percentage, but I know they have to donate, and literally that's the bottom line, dude. Because Stone Cold said so. Literally,
Like you could donate that percentage to the church, pero si no estás casado, then you're living in sin. Therefore, you can't. No puedes comulgar, no? Like
a lot of questions.
I think there's a lot of rules, and I think como dices tú, right? Each one has their own style,
mhm.
their own rules, and some bend the rules more than others. And I guess if religion helps you, and if you find comfort, and if you find an answer you're looking for, and if you're like, you know what, religion is helping me be a better person, and be compassionate to others, then by all means stick with that, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think that's the most important part. Like,
Si ponen una kermes,
con las kermeses,
Wow.
like cuando
Yeah,
la
una
lotería, ¿no?
Kermes.
Una kermes.
Yeah, because I do know a lot of people that are like really religious and they mean very well, and props to them. Again, I respect anybody. I'm just sharing my opinion, so hopefully it doesn't, or we're sharing our opinions. Hopefully it doesn't offend anybody. But yeah, I know a lot of people that do really good, very humble, very good people, and they found God in different ways. They probably found God like in a tragic way, and they found them. They felt very connected. But then there's the positive también que they found them in a positive way. And by all means, whatever way you found them, whatever you think about God and his whatever it might be, then props to you. I will never take that away. I won't even try to. Like I 100% believe whatever you believe in. I'll respect that.
Yeah.
So
and like, I guess to finish it off, one good feed, right? That I guess that religion has helped, or religion has brought.
La Rosa de Guadalupe, no?
Dude, yeah, 100%, right?
That's giving, keeps on giving, no?
No, but like I think I mentioned it before, and not to say bullshit, right? But I did mention it in a previous episode. Theo, like he's really sick. He has cancer, and unfortunately, he's really late, right? And yeah, they're literally dijeron que there's nothing that could be done for him. It's just a waiting game, right? Now he left. He's in Mexico. He left one state, went to a whole nother region that's like hours away, and somebody was helping him from their own kindness of their heart. He was not getting any money out of it, nothing, and it was all because they were in the same religion. He's never met the man before. like my uncle y el señor fue la primera vez que se conocieron. And like hasta eso, like the guy cuando mi tío salió del hospital, like se lo llevó a la casa, lo atendía, like and he would pay for everything, right? Like whatever expenses it was, and he was doing it from his own heart, and it was because they were in the same religion, and that's what he believes that's what the religion is for, right? So, like, como we said before, there is a lot of great people out there. There's a lot of amazing stories that have to do with religion. We don't want to just single out the bad or like maybe our bad experiences we've had. Pero like I think uh religion is a touchy topic, but I think it's a good conversation to have.
For sure. I mean, as long as the messaging, I think, throughout the episode, right? Because we yes, it's around religion, not one specific religion. We mentioned a lot of quote unquote not so positive things, but it comes out of like questions that come up, right? Like in doubts, and it's not like we want to shine a negative light on religion.
Right. No.
But at the end of the day, it's like we just kind of, I think what we've all said in so many different ways is like we want people to do good at the end of the day, and be good people and support each other. So even if you're not religious, if you're atheist and you don't believe in nothing, like at the end of the day, that doesn't mean you are not a good person. Like you can be a good person,
right,
in whatever you believe in, right? So
yeah.
But I think this was a pretty good good topic there, Miguel. Like for bringing that up, and it was a good conversation for sure.
Hell yeah. Vaya, no, he approves, no?
That's
the first, no? Definitely a first. Good thing it stayed recorded, dude. Episode 82. Tantos episodes y apenas.
The Romero stamp of approval, dude. I thought.
Sí, dude.
We gotta make that a thing now.
While Romero starts opening
La Kona.
the Kona, I was gonna say the modelo. Are you guys ready for some questions, dude? I mean, we're about to hit that 1 hour mark.
Oh yeah,
dude.
dude.
I know Tank. I know Tank has been looking at his phone, so I'm hoping.
Oh boy,
you better have something, bro.
Is it that time though for taking a shot last of questions? Riddles?
Just questions.
So I got the wheel, dude. So hang tight, dude.
Hang tight.
Here we go. Here we go. Vamos, eh?
Echa. Damn. Okay.
I mean,
Tank. Tank's
you
ready.
can skip me, dude.
Why? Tank's ready, dude.
I'm not ready, dude.
Oh no! Oh, damn.
I was looking forward for those riddles, boy. Like...
Yeah. Okay. Va, dale. I got you. I got you on one.
Vale. ¿Cuál es el quinto mandamiento, no?
Imagine.
No, la neta no. No me acordaría. Not in order, at least.
No.
Give me multiple choice.
Multiple choice. No,
C, no? Go with the letter C.
Always go with C, dude.
Ahí te va, dude. No shade to la señora Patti o el señor Felipe, pero here we go.
Ya empezando, ¿no?
No, just a quick disclaimer. There's just a question that I found. What would you change about the way you were raised?
That's a good question.
That's what happens when you're ready, dude.
Yeah, no, it's. What would I change? I don't know, dude, because I do take a lot of lessons from kind of like everything that that I've experienced. But maybe, if anything, not to rely on me for too much.
Rely on you.
Yeah.
Damn.
I get that. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, no,
Like-
like yeah, like it's. I mean, I think it's one of those like given things, right? Like that, you know, being, immigrants and whatnot. Like there's a lot of already like implied responsibility given to you from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why cosas like because you've been on that role for so long, or you've been doing kind of like your duty of carrying that weight for so long. Even the stupidest little thing is like they'll
Yeah.
ask you for help. I'm like, well, this is the opportunity for you to
To
figure
try
that
it.
shit out on your own, to try. Yeah,
Yeah, to
Yeah.
try.
just for self growth, not for me. Like, pero it's like, but yeah, like maybe that, like, not necessarily que hubiera cambiado for my upbringing, but it's like I would, for those little things, I would want them to try more and not be relying on me for that.
Okay. Good answer, dude. I like that.
Nice answer, dude. Nice answer.
Hell yeah.
Bah, thank you. It's approved. 82 episodes. That's all it took.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. I can't wait for these palabras de tank, dude.
Oh,
Miguel.
You're gonna be pretty disappointed, dude.
No, dude. Everything's getting approved
we should
lately, dude.
we should do palabras de tank first next time, dude.
I think somebody in one of the comments in the YouTube video said that they want palabras de tank up front at the top of the episode and at the end of the episode, dude. So,
Damn.
no
No.
pressure. Eh?
He's like, fuck, I gotta be ready before.
It
He's
was-
thinking about it, he's like, fuck.
I mean, if they're down to hear the same one, the beginning and the end, sure, dude.
Va, Miguel. So
Dale,
you got
dale,
one for
Romero.
Miguel?
I got plenty of questions, dude.
I got a would you from the would you rather deck,
Actually,
Okay.
or from we can go from the mental health deck, or
Either or, dude. Like, it is Mental Health Week and it is Pride Week, so or Pride.
mental health month.
Sorry, Mental Health
Huracan.
Month. Men's Mental Health Month
Yes.
or there's a
And
not safe for
acknowledge
work.
it, dude.
and a Pride Month. So yes,
Yes.
So el que caiga,
lo que caiga, dude.
va, would you rather? Está más cerquita.
Ya.
All right.
Y su teléfono a la mano, ¿no?
Sí, güey, pero más cerquita, there's a lot of options. Would you rather have wheat thins or Triscuits? I don't even know what Triscuits are, dude.
Triscuits?
No
Um,
offense to people.
You know what?
To white
Let
people,
me
but
Google.
it's white
Let me
people
Google
food.
Triscuits because I've
Would
heard
you
of
rather?
them.
Fuck that's question, dude. Would you rather own a vacation home in the mountains or in the beach?
Oh,
Damn.
Damn, bro.
That's a good one
That's
right
a good one right there. Porque
Based on the year, based on the
acuérdate
season. No?
que, acuérdate que in the mountains there's a bunch of ticks, Así que
ah, man. I think it depends on where it's at. Pero
I think you choose, dude. As long as it's in the mountains or the beach, dude.
honestly, I think I would probably take the mountains over the beach. I like the beach. I just don't go to the beach as often. And I like it. Like I said, I do like the beach. But there's just something about the mountains that have always kind of resonated with me. But como dice Tank, there's a lot of ticks. That's the only problem. Pero pues, in the beach hay un montón
A
de
little
broken
repellent,
glass.
dude.
And hay un montón de broken glass in the beach también. So like, well, pues, it kind of evens out, no? Like the dangers.
Wow.
I guess, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude. No, dude, the beach para invitar a Jonathan, dude.
There you go, dude. You see? That's what- It's a party, dude.
Fishing all day, dude.
A lo mejor there's a river right by the mountain, dude. Like crystal clear water, dude. Ahí.
Hell yeah, dude.
¿Ves?
Hell yeah. Bye, che.
Oh, no tienes una para Miguel? No.
Oh, we
I
doing
could.
doubles?
I could.
Sí, pues
Ah.
digo,
Va.
ya que en esas andamos.
Ahí te va, Miguel.
Oh, shit. All right.
Tell me about a time you made someone else cry, not including chickies or your girl.
All right. For good or for bad?
You choose.
Okay. Okay, I got one.
Oh, shit, you got one.
No, it's a happy one. It's a happy one. It's definitely a happy one. And it kind of goes with, yes, fue Romero, dude. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't like it,
I guess I made him cry now. That's the answer. No?
Romero, right now, no?
Romero right now, dude. So when when I was in IC Stars, right? Like obviously, like a lot of people know, like went to IC Stars. From there, started working at Discover, where I'm currently working now, and I was given I was nominated and won the award for the IC Stars Alumni Impact Award, right? So I was like, okay, like that's
Nice.
cool. Like I'll go accept it. Um, and the reason why I got the job at Discover was one of the head executives from ServiceNow went to IC Stars, talked to a few people, and from there he's the one that set up the interviews with Discover, right?
Okay.
So I was telling cuando me dijeron de like, hey, ServiceNow va a estar ahí, and ServiceNow is going to present your work because they're the sponsors. I was like, oh, that's funny because, and I told them the reason. They're like, you know what? Okay, we got an idea. I'm like, all right. So the person who presented me the award was the person who was the one who vouched for me to Discover from ServiceNow. And so that's how I got my job. So when I gave my thank you speech, obviously I thanked them. And, like I told them, what it meant for me and for my family to have that role. And the doors he opened. Same way I think Rome, through text message and every once in a while when I see him. So like I felt like it was my time to kind of openly thank him for it. And I just did not think he was gonna take it that way. Like, dude, he started crying, like crying, right? Like,
Damn.
and like, yeah, he kind of like walked up stage and yeah, me abrazó and everything. Like, we took a few pictures. Yeah, like till today, we still kind of talk and like hablamos and like if I progress in Discover, I'll let him know. That's one of the first people I let know. Like, hey, pasó esto, like I'm moving up, dude. I'm moving up, right?
No, I'm laughing at Tank. He's droopy.
Oh yeah,
I'm droopy. How am I droopy?
it kind of
You
freezes.
froze for a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
And what's it called? So yeah, that's my answer. Like I made him cry. I did not think he was gonna cry from that, but yeah, dude, like it was a very happy moment for me and like for him as well. And
Okay. Yeah.
I must say that in like 15 plus years that I've never gotten that award. And
really, damn.
No.
I honestly I don't even know how I got it. I was like, oh okay, like porque no te dicen, they don't tell you who nominated you. They don't tell you how many votes or why you got nominated.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, okay. I still to this day I don't know why, but I'll accept it.
Okay. Well deserved, dude. Well deserved.
Thank you, dude. Don't worry, dude. I'll nominate you, dude.
Get one negative vote, no?
No, dude. Juan's the listener. Dude, Juan will vote for you too, dude. See, there you go. That's two votes, dude. That's 2 votes right there.
Hey, send me the link, dude. I'll vote for you.
Well, whenever the nominations go out, dude, we'll promote it here, dude.
see it.
Yo, win for sure, dude. You better win. Tank.
Ooh.
Tank, you're gonna get one from the
I thought Tank
not safe for work.
He said, "Do you prefer Triscuits or
Kyle.
what was the other one?"
Oh, I forgot.
Are you ready?
Oh, they're not safe for work.
Ooh, they're not safe for work, dude. They're definitely not safe for work.
Oh.
Dick pics. Do you love them or hate them?
Oh.
I mean, preferably, I would not want to get on this shit. Like,
preferably. Damn, was that an actual question, dude?
That was an actual question, dude. But yeah, being fair here and refreshing it.
Damn.
It's like I prefer not to get them. Unfortunately,
Unfortunately.
These are those palabras that Tank made him a celebrity, and now he gets unsolicited pictures.
Made him a celebrity.
All right, here we go. Do you think friends with benefits situation can ever work?
I mean,
we made a whole episode on this.
I was saying like there was a whole episode about it.
Episode 22.
Yeah, like It was an early episode too.
Jesse, if you want to go back.
Episode
So,
22.
¿Cómo se llama? Do I think? I think it can, depending on the people. Like if it's two people that like straight up no, like and are down for just that, that they're not gonna catch feelings y todo eso. Because I feel like there has been occasions that like people can just be friends with benefits. Yeah. From my personal, like, nah, dude. Like I said in that episode, I'm one to like catch feelings, so I just don't even put myself in that situation
Okay, I like
because it's either like you catch feelings or they catch feelings, and it ends
that.
up
Game over.
yeah, it ends up in a bad situation. So yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm like poor Tank. He can't even have two friends groups with benefits porque there's a lot of jealousy everywhere. No.
We talk about it, dude, like.
Martin, acá te va mi pregunta.
Bah,
What? Do you have any tattoos, by the way?
I do not.
Okay.
Solo los tatuajes de tus besos que lleva en todo su cuerpo.
Ooh.
What's a phrase you could get tattooed on you? A phrase or a quote? that
A
you could be like,
phrase?
a phrase or a quote?
Ah, damn.
His first palabras de tanque, ¿no?
Oh, imagine.
Hashtag palabras de tanque, dude.
I see, dude.
Ooh.
Así como tramp stamp, dude.
Damn.
Oh shit!
Definitely not that,
to all the
dude.
tramps, no?
Oh shit, that's funny.
And what's a quote that I would want to get, or that I wouldn't mind getting tattooed?
No regards.
I think, like I remember hearing this one quote that I really liked, which was, "The hardest day was yesterday," because it's like, like, okay, wait,
Damn, it's
But
like,
like, I'm like, no way. I'm like, palabras de tank today is gonna be the same quote just in Spanish, dude.
you see it?
goddamn, dude.
It's such a good quote.
Me metes una idea. No, yeah, but like, I think
Yeah.
that's something I would just as a reminder,
I like that. Very good.
Yeah.
Papa's littering the questions. Go ahead, Tank, since you're ready. What's my question?
Oh boy.
If
Shiny boy.
if you could get a tattoo, dude, of a quote or a saying,
Let Romero.
Um,
Miguel, whatever you guys want.
would you rather question?
You get two, dude.
That's why Romero or whoever.
Not safe for work, self growth.
Doesn't matter, dude. Just pick one. It don't matter.
We haven't got to self growth. We did that last week, so. Ahorita vamos a back to the not safe for work, dude. All right. How old were you the first time you had sex? It's not safe for work.
I wasn't safe for the podcast either, and here you are. Dude. Here you are. I
Yo
don't.
te pregunté. You said whichever one, dude.
Well, yeah, and you did it on purpose. Even more of a reason, dude. Even more of a reason.
I'm mad.
All right, dude. I mean,
Don't wait, dude. If you answer, maybe he'll answer it too, dude.
nah, dude. I'm not gonna put him in a spot like I would never put him in a spot like that, dude. That's just me. I'm just saying that's just me. I'm a good friend, but he had all these fucking questions to ask, but this is the one he decided to do. All right, that's fine.
I mean, I would like to know too, Johnny Boy. I got you, dude. You were 32?
I was close to 35, dude. Yeah,
Yeah, close to 35. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
Close to 35.
34 and 34 and 3/4
I'm just saying, dude.
couple months ago.
Camila is at least 5, dude. How old is she?
She's 5, dude.
But dude, then he was 30, dude. He was 30.
30. There you go.
Yeah.
30 years old.
My boy was 30-year-old virgin, dude.
I was 14, dude. I was 14.
Oh, I thought you froze for a bit. I was like, damn.
I was 14.
Disconnected, no?
Right.
Oh, I felt something here.
quítate lo tiji, no, like,
Oh,
The Dr.
shit.
Evil fucking. There's just a little pinky. Yeah, I was 14.
Okay.
Yeah, Tank está bien feliz for you for a long
What
time.
the? Oh, I froze again.
Sí.
Va, dude. All right.
What you got, Miguel?
Escoge del 1 al 15, dude.
I would tell you choose anything you want, dude. Again,
All right, Tank, pick a number 1 through 15.
Just don't put him on the spot.
yeah.
Number 4.
4. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
Lately, I feel like I've been dealing with a lot of stress. So certain situations that I cannot control. It could be anything. Stuff that probably don't even belong to me. So things that are just happening around me that I feel like I stress about a lot, and it fucks with me, right? Because I get stressed out, a little bit of anxiety or whatever. But maybe just letting, I guess, stop trying to control everything, especially now. Before it was a little bit different, but stop trying to control everything and let things kind of happen and play their role as time goes on.
So not having to have your hand on everything, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay, right?
Yeah.
That's a good answer, dude.
Thanks.
It's on the board.
It's
It's
on
on
the
the
board.
board.
It's on the board, dude.
It's on the
I
board.
can't. I can't wait for these Romero approved part of the thing, dude.
Yeah, dude. I'll clip it, dude, for sure. So you guys can put it up in social media.
Oh, dude,
I'll make sure to cook that.
we'll put in a billboard, dude.
Exploit it, dude.
We'll put in a billboard, dude. I got you.
I'll be on the board for sure. Va, pues let's do it, ¿no? Palabras de
It's that
tanque.
time.
Sí, como siempre, dude. Everybody
Palabras
wants
de
it, dude.
tanque.
Hacer ejercicio 2 días y descansar una semana es mi pasión.
That's pretty good, dude.
You're gonna have to redo it porque you kind of froze a little bit. So for that video clip, dude,
Va, va.
Sorry, dude.
it's
Get your internet straight, dude.
sí, dude. Va de nuevo, dude. Palabras de tanque, dude. Let me just find the. Okay, va de nuevo, dude. Palabras de tanque.
Hacer ejercicio 2 días y descansar una semana es mi pasión.
I like that, dude.
Choo-choo, boy. Choo-choo.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. All facts, dude.
Easy, yeah.
All facts.
Nothing but facts, dude. Well, as we're wrapping up this episode, Johnny Boy, what do people need to do, dude?
Before we do what they need to do, let me go ahead and kind of go back to what Miguel had said, dude. It is Pride Month, but it is also June and Men's Health. Yeah, it's
Men's
June
Health Month.
Mental Health Month. Jesus, that's 2023
Men's
for real.
Mental Health Month.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
So it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. There we go.
Yes. There
Okay.
you go.
Okay.
The full
To the full.
nombre y doble apellido.
Say just a quick shout out, dude, to all the men out there. I know a lot of us, a lot of people, and not just men, but anybody in general. Sometimes I know they struggle, dude, and they're struggling, but they won't give up, dude. So shout out to everybody and anybody that struggles, that has a mental health issue or anything that you might be suffering from, whether it's just stress, anxiety, or anything else. So definitely keep it going, keep it up, and let's keep pushing forward, dude.
Like, I mean, como dices tú, you're not alone, and like, we appreciate, like everybody appreciates the push you're doing, and yeah, like, happy Pride Month for everybody that's in that community. So yeah, look, like, love everybody. Dude. We love everybody.
Love everybody. Bye.
Ahora sí, Johnny.
Oh, here we go. Right? Rate, review, subscribe. All links can be found at todostomanpodcast.com.
Ooh.
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Facebook group at Todos Toman Pod.
Ah, mira.
Ay.
Ya está listo para agarrar ese.
Yeah, dude, I'm ready for you guys to not put that up anymore. I'm ready for you guys not to put that up anymore, dude. I'm ready to just do it.
Oh, you ready? Oh,
No,
raw
I'm
dog.
not, dude.
You go raw dog it, dude.
Jorge Ramos te la pela, ¿no?
Bye, cheers, muchachos.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Salud con el
Clink, clink,
crappy
clink.
clink clink.
Sorry, Jesse.
Perdón. Ay, no sirvió, hasta ni sirvió, ya se ofendió el soundboard.
Easy, yeah.
Pero bueno, that's it. That's the end of the episode, muchachos. Muchas gracias. Next week.
We'll
Nos
see you
vemos.
guys next week.
Peace.
Nos vemos.